Thank you for telling me I am live once again. Usually we don't have these problems. Why today is when you want to have all the problems? I think it ran so smoothly last time. Boo. In the meantime, I seriously need you guys to go subscribe to that new channel that I'm going to leave in the description. Because if you try to look it up, it's like 80,000 the wind downs and it's annoying. But you find it though. Very nice little pictures up there. And then also, I will leave the Spotify in the comments so that way you can always watch later. I like that Spotify does the video ones now too, so all I gotta do is download the video and transfer it there. It makes my life so much easier. In the meantime, I hope you guys got your wine because today's pick was Mixed Fusion. I don't know. I think I was having a taste for this. Like, all right, cool. Blah, 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 blah. What did you think about the wine? About this flavor?
That was cool. Tastes like juice.
I was going a little light today. Something light, something quick. But while we are here, we might as well go ahead and jump right in because the viewers can always run it back.
I know, but I thought the whole point of the live was to have like
Interactive.
interactions. Yeah, because all this I could have recorded.
Oh, yeah. 3. Hey, Ange.
Hey,
Very interactive. If you're here, if you were here, just pop in and say hello so we know that you're here. And if you're ready to be interactive, because of course we want to hear from you guys too. So, back, drink my wine out of my Barbie wine glass. Which, again, if you did not get it, I am so sorry. But I always leave the link in the description box, so you should have got it by now. Ooh,
you heard that, right?
dang. It's 28 set now?
Even 28 longer. Hush.
I ain't just cracked like that.
It ain't even been a month yet.
That's just the first sign of 28. Cracks. Everything cracks.
I'm about to crack.
Well, I wish I was as peaceful as the dog. Oh.
My body ain't get cracked like that either when I was getting twisted up like a pretzel. but I don't. So now it cracks.
I mean, I don't think he gets twisted up like a. Never mind.
He's twisting up like a pretzel, ain't he? He's doing some limber moving. I My room sounds like a fucking barbershop. That's head ass.
Oh, sounds like that sometimes.
It's been sounding like that, especially a lot lately.
Just one, dry weeks. That's it. Relationships don't equal you do it every day. What?
If I'm in a relationship and you live less than 25 minutes away from me, it don't
I have
gotta be every
kids.
day, but I want to be cracked at least 3 times a week.
I have kids. I gotta tend to them.
Hey,
Hi. Seriously, it's all fine and dandy when somebody's 20 minutes away and you don't got no kids, so you can just say, hey, what's up? But, got
I be
kids.
seeing people get cracked and they got kids. Put them kids to sleep.
If they would go to sleep, if they would go to sleep, that would be nice. I mean, surely I would have more space and time to maneuver how I want to, but for now, like put them in their room. Right now, they're always in my room, so that's not gonna work. No, no.
Anyway,
What is it anyway?
um,
This is the part where we start.
yeah, I'm about to get this thing cracking. I'm tired. So, we're talking about attachments. There are 4 different types, right? There's secure attachment. As people with secure attachments are comfortable with intimacy and independence, they trust others and can rely on them, and they feel safe in close relationships. They handle conflict well and are generally emotionally available. Okay? Secure. Keep that in mind. It's anxious or preoccupied. Okay? Individuals with a anxious attachment style crave closeness, but often worry about abandonment. They may become overly dependent on partners for validation and struggle with low self-esteem. Anxious individuals can appear clingy or needy, right? Avoidant. People with an avoidant attachment style value independence and self-sufficiency. They may be uncomfortable.
Starting to sound like me.
Whew. They may be uncomfortable with intimacy, but find it hard to trust others and avoid emotional closeness, often suppressing feelings. And then there's disorganized attachments. Those with disorganized attachment styles experience conflicting desires for closeness and fear of being hurt or rejected. They may go between pushing people or partners away and seeking intense closeness, often experience emotional turbulence.
I know you lied.
Yes. What?
That word.
Turbulence?
No.
The other
What
one?
was the word that you skipped?
Mind your business. Why she in my business? She's supposed to be just listening, like y'all.
I was listening, but it was the pause that made me facilitate.
Why you have to tell my business?
It was.
Why is she snitching? This is not. First of all, these definitions are supposed to stay in these people's mind, and you worried about the word I couldn't get together. I'm tired. When I say how long I've been up, 3 a.m. That nap did shit. That nap didn't do shit. That nap ain't do shit. Damn.
Facilitate was the word of the day that we skipped. You skipped. I'm cool with the good, you.
Shut up. Anyway,
You can text it in. All right, cool.
pour me up. Any more left?
Tuh.
Damn. That's going. Y'all waited too long.
That was a full cup.
Hating like crazy. They can't let me live. Damn.
I'm hating. Spell facilitate, and then talk to me. And
You
don't
spell
go.
it.
It's facilitate with a V instead of an F.
How
It's
do you
not
know
that.
that's how it's actually? Hold on, Google. Come on, stupid.
And I'm not going to spell it because I just asked somebody else to spell it since I'm such a hater. Please spell it.
Because you ain't trying to let me live. Oh, excuse me. Disgusting. Why is Safari not letting me?
Let's get it.
Oh no, because you no, you're gonna piss me off. Mm-mm.
So you want to stop just on that one word because I wouldn't let you to let it slide.
Nah, hold on, y'all.
Listen, it's too long of. It's really not. It's not. No, it's not.
Now you just a spelling bee champ, and now you just
No, I lost the spelling bee in fifth grade over the word tonsils. Therefore, no, I'm not the champ. Yeah, see, it's like having a regular conversation. Because listen, I said one thing and now we stuck on this one word.
vacillate. You said it wrong.
Vacillate.
Now, Miss, I know the word,
It looked like
and
facilitate.
I knew it wasn't gonna be facilitated. That's why I didn't say it. Anyway,
Vacillate.
we have back to what I said. There was secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Okay, remember that in your head. So, my question is, right? Can understanding attachment styles improve self love and attachments?
Improve self love?
Right. Yes.
I would say, uh, yes, I can see how it could improve self love only because you really can't love others unless you learn how to love yourself. Like, unless you actually get it down packed to, like, this is how I love myself and this is how I express love to others if it needs to be tweaked or changed.
You-
Thank you. If it needs to be tweaked or changed depending on the person that you're trying to give love to. But I could say that improving self-love, we got a yes. Yes. It definitely does do that. I think what do you think? Love to others, I mean,
what did RuPaul say? If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? That's what he said.
let the church say amen. Yeah, if you can't love yourself, then excuse me.
Indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto
Listen,
Bismol.
that's funny. You know what I'm going through. You know that was funny.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, like I know where I am on the list. I feel like you thirsty.
That was actually really good. Amanda wasn't too.
I should have got two. I started to get two, but I knew you didn't want to do this long. You didn't say your. Yes, you did. But
So, with those set attachments in mind, right?
mm,
How do attachment styles influence your dating choices? Because again, you have secure, which are like people who feel like they can trust others, they can rely on them and feel safe in in close relationships. You have anxious, who are like people who struggle with self-esteem and need validation. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
They're clingy or needy. You have the people who can be like me, who try to avoid emotional closeness and they suppress their feelings, right? And then you have people who
are disorganized like me.
just I feel like I'm a mixture of the last two, to be honest.
It gives.
Um,
It gives.
the fear of being hurt or rejected. So you desire that, but you're scared of being
Right.
hurt
It's kind of
and
like you're in
rejected.
and out, in and out, in and out.
Hmm.
And you said the question was, how does it affect dating?
Yes, your dating choices.
Because it's all like the type of people that you deal with too. Like you can have different attachment styles with the people that you're dating. Like one person can make you feel more secure than somebody else that's kind of like playing the field and makes you more of an avoidant. Like it really goes off the base of the type of person that you are dating or talking to, because these days it all starts with talking to. So you know what type of person you're dealing with, or you get more insight on what their attachment style is. Like if you're trying to date an avoidant as a what's the one, the anxious,
Mm-hmm.
as an anxious, that is never going to work, because it's like the avoidant is kind of just like, I'm not feeling into this too deep, while the anxious is like, oh, why are you not feeling me this deep? What is going on? I've probably played that role before, actually. I feel like I've always been more of the avoidant if I wasn't disorganized. I don't I don't think I have been the anxious.
I can name one.
I don't want you to name anything.
Oh, I'm not naming any. Is that a gray hair?
A gray hair? Where?
It must be the way the light was hitting
Stop playing with me, girl. Listen,
it. That 28, right?
that was get back. That was get back for when you cracked on screen. Yeah, yeah. Oh, like gray hair. Yeah, I ain't that stressed. I'm stressed, but Jesus, I ain't seeing no gray hairs until about 4 to 5.
What do y'all think? Tune in, tap in.
You ain't said what you thought. How does it affect dating? Like I said, I think it depends on the person that you're dealing with. I've had an anxious attachment attached to me. No, I don't like that. I feel like if it's not secure, then there's more self work
Um,
that needs to be done.
I don't know. Uh, I used to be, I feel like an anxious person, and then life happened, and it kind of made me turn into a
Avoid it.
avoidant kind of person. Um, which I do desire closeness and love, but I done been played with too many times, so now it's just like, uh,
Like filling out,
uh,
testing out the waters every time.
uh. I'm tired of the starting over and the whole. What's your favorite color? What do you do for a living? What,
That
those
gets annoying.
stupid ass questions. Like, I get tired of that same shit. When can I just get to like, we here, we talking about what we got to do in the next 5? But that's going
I feel
off
like
on.
we've spent so much time younger and in the younger days asking those type of questions like, what do you like to do? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What do you like to do in your free time? I feel like we wasted so much of those conversations being younger 20s, excuse me, for the most part, that now that we are almost, I'm gonna say almost, we're in our late 20s, those conversations are now just like, just get
Oh,
to the good stuff.
oh, I'm about to say we what?
We're
Who?
in our late 20s. I gotta start saying that we are in our late 20s. You cannot disagree.
Late
You can
20s we could
disagree with
take.
almost 30.
Late, I agree. Who you date could change your attachment styles after the experience. Yes, we really have to remember the 21 questions game. Yes, yes. And I'm sick of it. Like, you don't piss me off.
What?
Your phone.
I don't know. We got time. It was probably
Anyway,
starting and stopping, starting, stopping.
I'm screaming. I'm just sick of it. But
Cause like at this point, it's like I'd skip the 21 questions. I'll get to know you as the relationship goes on. Like, what are we doing here? You like me? Cool. I like you too. Done. But if you're trying to do that with and avoid it, it's not necessarily as smooth as it's gonna get.
I mean, I like to have conversations, but I just feel like I don't know when I get this gut feeling and I just, I don't know. I'm back out.
Mm.
Man, I don't like feeling feelings. And the last situation really reminded me of why I do what I do because that fucked with me. So now it's just like moving forward.
It's
It's
weird.
like it's kind of like I feel like I'm just like be here but not too close. Like you're like here, I want you, but don't get too close to me.
You got one hand in and one hand out.
Basically,
Put your left hand in, put your right hand. Anyway, uh, I'm just saying.
bitch, you almost 30.
Oh, spicy. I just feel like today's day and age is just nobody wants to do the questions, and then your experiences change your, like you said, experience, or like somebody said, your experience changes your attachment styles.
Well, we both said it.
Like going from somebody that was an anxious attachment with me, and me more so at that time being an avoidant, and then going from an anxious to also dealing with an avoidant, sort of. I don't really know if my ex was an avoidant. Might have been disorganized, but none of them was secure. I don't think any of my attachments have been secure. I'm just saying.
Why you look at me like that?
Do you think any of your attachments have been secure? At least relationship attachments. None of my relationship attachments have been secure. Like right now, I can be honest and say I'm a little disorganized. Kind of just like, yay. But, ooh.
Um, I've only been in 2 official relationships, and neither one of them was secure. I feel like
Do you think that's what made you an avoidant? Those specific two relationships?
definitely the first one. Um, the second one made me feel like I was the anxious one, even though it wasn't like I was trying to, because it, I felt like it was secure at first. Like it felt like a secure kind of thing going on. Like, I don't know.
Do you think that changed like
It did.
midway through? Like, I feel like that can happen too. Like, it starts off as feeling like it's secure and it's a false security, and then it can change into like avoiding or disorganized, or one person's avoiding and the other's disorganized because that security has now been lost. I don't like that. Don't make me feel secure in the beginning and then you avoid it. And then that makes somebody else anxious because now why are you being an avoidant? Like, oh gosh, I could go on and on and on for days about that dynamic because that happens so often. It's that false sense of security that's like, okay, yes, like honeymoon phase security almost. And then once you get through the honeymoon phase, it's like avoidant and anxious because now the avoidant is trickling away or in and out or confused or don't know what they want, suppressing feelings. And that obviously would make somebody anxious. Like, okay, what changed?
I feel like that's where I got the anxious from, and then getting out of that kind of made me go to the disorganized. I've been like doing self reflection, and I've been
Mm.
saying for like probably like the past month or two, I realized that my one of my toxic traits is shutting down. Like I will shut down just so I don't have to feel feelings because I don't like that shit. And then I came to a certain point where I was told I was emotional all the time. Even like my first relationship, it was, oh, you're always emotional. Growing up, it's like, oh, you're sensitive, you're emotional. So I gotta shut down, and that's how I kind of deal with problems. I just keep them to myself.
So is that to stop being labeled as emotional and sensitive?
Pretty much because it just be like, uh, it gave me that feeling of like, okay, well, damn, my feelings ain't valid. You don't even want to hear about it. So I kind of just, all right.
And validation of feelings is sick. Oh, there's a comment. It went away. I feel like
Same, I struggle with that now. I swear.
I don't feel like I express my feelings enough or issues or I'm a terrible communicator. I can communicate to a certain extent and I try to fix that. And I think that's a part of what makes me disorganized. What can you do the disorganized or show it to me? So that way.
Disorganized. Those with disorganized attachment styles experience conflicting desires for closeness, fear of being hurt or rejected. And then they may, that word again, between pushing partners away and seeking intense closeness, often experiencing emotional turbulence. So, like,
Very turbulent. It's very turbulent on this side. I
and the
gotta say.
influence on relationships, it's they struggle with trusting others and have a heightened fear of rejection or abandonment.
I don't fear being abandoned. That's my only thing though. I don't have a fear with being abandoned.
I mean, it happened to me in my marriage, so I mean, to me in my head, I just be like, okay, if my husband can do it,
Anybody could do it.
anybody can
A
do it.
regular schmegular person could do it.
And then even with this last situation, it definitely feels like abandoned.
You feel abandoned. Okay.
Yes. So anyway,
That last situation, I don't think I felt abandoned. I just felt like I was dealing with an avoidant as a. I don't think I was anxious either. At least for the most part, I don't think I was anxious. But you say otherwise. Tell me the otherwise of it being anxious. I was only anxious when it wasn't secure anymore. Ain't nobody pull out a pen. We're not doing that. I said previous relationship. I didn't go back that far. That was very much anxious and avoidant.
that you said previous, right?
Last before. One before.
But previous means past.
Anything. Are you
Okay.
drawing me a map?
Yes. So past,
Is this
far
a
as
diagram?
as far as I remember, was what when we gonna give?
One.
Hmm. That was 3 years ago.
I got a whole diagram on this piece of paper just specialized for me.
I
Like,
wish I could show y'all. So that's that. And when we're talking about my past stuff, I ain't been with ex, you know who, for 4 years, but it still triggers.
this diagram is crazy.
Anyway, I had to
Break it down.
break it down real quick.
So you think, okay, I was anxious there.
But I say we changed, but I'm just saying in that moment with that
So was
specific,
he then the avoidant?
I feel like
Like, what would you call that?
he's disorganized. Because at that moment he would bring you close and make you feel like for a minute
False security.
and then would
Bitch, be gone.
stiff arm like, and it's like I want you but
I don't, but I
right,
do, but I
right,
don't.
but I feel like men, I don't know, but he was hurt within his own BS. So
Everybody's attachments affects everybody else. That's why
so
it's like you gotta.
how does staying on that, how does that impact the way we handle conflicts?
I can't answer that because I have poor ways of handling conflicts, and I that is my toxic trait. I handle conflicts. No, no, no. That is not how I handle all conflicts. some some it depending on the situation, yes, I will handle conflicts that way, but even more so now it's like, thanks Smokey, I was waiting for the smoke to clear out of the darn thing. I agree, that's what I'm saying. Avoidance can cause anxious, but still it's more like now sort of being disorganized.
She said she agrees.
See, I'm getting somewhere. Let me cook. even now being more so on the
Good
like
Joey.
disorganized spectrum, I feel like I really have a problem with handling conflict in other ways than boop boop boop. So I can't answer that to a specific because I still have to work on that myself. My first thing shouldn't be I have to put my hands on you. And I've struggled with that for a long time. But I also know where that came from.
Your childhood?
But
Your childhood?
I wouldn't even say, okay, partially my childhood. I would say a part of my childhood because that's so much of what I seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I was trying so hard to avoid those situations. But my first actual relationship, which is being my baby dad, I was put right back into what I seen. Like it was always putting hands on each other. Like it was always me getting hands put on and then me responding to that. So then relationships after that became okay, you take me to that certain extent. The only thing I know how to do is put my hands on you. And I'm trying to break out of that. I've been successful so far. I am 7 months clean of putting my hands on somebody.
You almost broke that.
Almost. Then I would have been 6 months clean.
um, my first reaction isn't to put my hands on niggas, but
I like to hit niggas with
I
bars.
I can have a conversation, but when the point where you want to start raising your voice at me and yelling, I don't respond well to that. And I feel like, although I've been like that for a lot of my life though. Like, I don't want to sit here and yell and argue with you all the fucking time. Like, that bothers me. And then that's where I go to the shutting down. Because I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. At this point, you're going to argue with yourself and you're going to sit and I'm just going to look at you.
Why is that? Why do you, instead of arguing back, would you choose to shut down? I just want to know for myself purposes.
'Cause I don't want to argue. Like,
Like, how does it make you feel when somebody's yelling at you? Like, emotionally.
because when you're yelling, there is no conversation, so I'm not being heard. So why am I about to sit here and raise my voice and go back and forth with you when you're not at this point? When I feel like in an argument, you're not listening to understand or comprehend. You're
Mm-hmm.
listening just to combat back and argue. And at that point, it's like, why am I wasting my breath on you if you're not going to listen to me?
Okay.
So I think that goes back to like the whole emotional thing. Like at this point, I'm just gonna shut down, and I'm the queen of like, nigga, you blocked. Like I'm not about to sit here.
Blocked.
I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth, or I'll go in my room. And even then, I like I said, I was like that in my marriage too. If I'm thinking about it, the reason how we got into more arguments is because I would try to avoid it, and that mother. That's what she said. And then the motherfucker would get mad when like I would turn my back and try to like walk away from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's when things got handsy. I would get gripped up. I didn't have my necklaces broke. I had shirts ripped. Like
I
when
didn't know that.
I
I
was,
mean,
that was the time where like I was away and I wasn't really. It was my marriage. I didn't want to sit here and
right.
about everything. But yeah, he hated when I talked about it. It was just like, bro, at this point, we're not getting anywhere. We're going around in circles. I hate that. Where we're
Yeah.
arguing and we're just going in circles. We're repeating the same shit. Ain't nobody hearing nobody. Let's walk away. Let's have a real adult conversation. We shouldn't have to yell or put hands on each other. Like that's just how I feel. And if it gets to that, I don't even want to.
It's not even a safe space to be there no more because it's a boundary that's crossed is where it's getting handsy. Why are we getting handsy? Because I'm choosing not to listen or because I mean I know why I get handsy. I don't want to get handsy. It's just something that snaps. That's why everybody says my phone is my biggest weapon.
I'm screaming.
My phone is my that's the if my phone is in my hand and I snap, that is the first thing that gets used
And I,
first.
and I feel like I'm like that with like all relationships. Like my my parents, my friendships. When are we really arguing? And if we do, would I be like, okay,
Yeah.
like
I just be
that's
like, you
that's
know
when you
what?
know I'm about to shut down. When you start getting okays, just
It's a wrap.
you talking to yourself. I don't care no more. Like, and it's not even I don't care no more. I just don't want to argue. If we're gonna have a conversation, we can have a conversation. I'm open book. I just don't like that. So I guess again, disorganized. I can avoid.
I feel like I get real. I only get handsy when I feel like I'm not being understood. And that makes me so mad. Like, if
It,
my point is, if even if it's a disagreement, but tell me at least that you understand where I'm coming from. If we're just going back and forth and you're just refusing to understand just a little bit, like, just take a second to really hear me out and put yourself in my shoes of how I would feel or how I'm feeling at the moment. It's like, okay, you're not understanding, and then you're not understanding, you're yelling back with a rebuttal. Yeah, not want to fight because be for real.
it's hard to when you can change your tone, your approach, etc., and the other party will still try every way to show you they don't understand or don't want to understand where you're coming from. And then
It's super frustrating.
that's when I shut down. So where I shut down, you like to swing. That's basically where we're at with that. You like to swing, I'll just shut down. And then you're just looking dumb, arguing with yourself. Um,
I have a lot of people. I also have a tendency to deal with people that like to have the last word. And since I'm also one of those like to have the last word never comes until it is a full blown fight because it's always something extra that's smart to say or it's something it's always combative. I'm a lot more peaceful these days because there's no arguments. But whew, 7 months ago, oh Jesus, just let it go. Just go ahead, sister. We ain't even gonna get into all that.
um, do attachment styles influence how we make and keep friends? She said, and when you shut down, they call you the problem because you're shutting down when they ain't digging too deep to figure out why you reacting that way. That's my homie. She understand me.
What's the other one?
That's a hard thing I had to learn was to not have the last word. It's not always necessary. I've learned that that was something I had to learn as a kid because I would go back to back with niggas. Matter of fact, I almost got in a fight over you trying to have the last word in high school. We're not gonna get into that, but because at that point it was like, oh, you're not gonna shut me up. Now it's like I'm just gonna shut up and walk away because I'm not about to argue with you.
Or before you get pushed to that point, to where you
Because
skip all the arguing.
yeah, before it skipped all arguing and then we just ready to throw hands. I ain't never against throwing hands now if it gets there, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm trying to avoid that because I feel like it's unnecessary. But you just gotta like push me to that. I have to be pushed.
I mean, I feel like that's harder when it comes to, or it's different when it comes to friendships, though, because your friendships is already based on a certain level of, I feel like, security. At least and I'm not saying those associates or nothing like that. I'm talking about your actual friends. Your friends, I feel like, is already based off of a secure attachment. Like, we're super close. I trust you with my life. The people around me, same thing. Super close. I trust you with my life. If it is down to having a friend that's an avoidant, then what are we friends for? Because it's like, maybe you need to heal whatever you need to heal from to understand that I'm trying to be a secure friend for you. So even when it comes to making friends, I mean, you got to build up to that. But how do you build up to that with an avoidant?
He
Same thing
was an
with
avoidant.
like actively.
He was. I had to break that down. Like we were cool, and I was like, our friendship is like here, but like low key disorganized too, because it's like you want to be my friend, but then you're backing up like you scared to be my friend, type shit. And like it took a minute for him like to actually like
Maybe
be like oh, like she really cares about me, like that's really my dog. Like now you see Q a way more now, or you hear of
Right.
me with Q
Okay.
a lot more now than what it was, because Q had to like break that down. And even talking to him with friendships, he was just like, I don't have many friends because he does what I just told you. He's an avoidant.
Mhm. I feel like there's a lot of healing that comes with that, though. I haven't really had to experience an avoidant as a friend. I'm trying to think. Like back to when me and Corey first started being best friends. But I don't even think he was avoidant. I think he was more disorganized. And then after a little while, he was like cute. But when we were kids, where we don't even know attachments yet.
Speaking of the devil,
What devil? Which
Q. That's good, homie. You hear me talking about you? You felt it. That was that twin spirit.
twin flame?
Low key.
Huh. See, I think Corey was a lot like that, but we were kids, so we had no idea about attachment styles and stuff like that. I just knew I really cared for him as a person, and it became secure very fast. Though, like that's my dog. That is my dog for sure. Over 15 years in, and like literally, it's like probably one of the most secure out of my friendships. Even if we don't talk for a week, 2 weeks. Again, the people in my circle now, I have secure attachments with. So it's weird to go out and try to make a friend now because, like,
I mean, I still made friends in these past couple of years. Well, I don't know. I got a good, but the disorganized thing. Now imagine having two disorganized ass friends. Because remember where I told you about avoiding things?
mm-hmm.
If me and Q have a disagreement and it starts seeming like it's an argument type shit, we both shut down. And then we both split apart. And then eventually we just talk to each other like don't shit happen. Then ain't shit like really happen. But we both say like, even before my birthday, he pissed at that party, the surprise party that y'all had that you invited him to. That early that week, I was pissed off at him. I was, and that's why when he hugged me, he was like,
Poor
"Oh,
Q.
you over now?
Oh, poor Q. I'm so sorry.
You
Whatever
done?
she did, it was her fault.
What? It wasn't even me. It was talking about that situation. He pissed me off. So it wasn't my fault. Shut up.
Poor Q. I understand. I know how she can be. So I get it. It's like,
The best to ever do it. That's why y'all still here, especially you.
I almost spilled my yak. No, I'm kidding.
I wish I had some more shit.
I know. Next time I gotta get two of those instead of one.
So I don't know who else is on here that has kids. So this question will probably be directed towards you, Miss Mother of Two.
Can't stand my kids. But go ahead.
If a parent has an anxious or avoidant attachment style, right? How does that impact their relationship with their children?
That's dangerous for your kid, I think. Being anxious, it's like what do they say with moms with sons, like treating your son like your man, and that's not ever okay. Like he's still his own person. You can't control every single part of his life to where he needs to be right up under you or he always has to be around you. At least parent child relationship. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying? Like you're already putting in a bad influence for the rest of his life. Speaking on sons specifically, because actually I've had heard stories of this happening with daughters too. And it's going to make them eventually rebel and want to be away from you because they're stuck up under you 24/7. Like no. I don't want no type of no, you don't need to be up under me. You don't need it. Now, Cameron, she's different. She's still a baby. So, of course, she's going to be anxious for me. I'm not anxious to be around my kids. Go, bye. Have fun. See you later. I miss them when they're away, but I don't want my son to be a mama's boy.
Too late.
I mean, he's a mama's boy, but he's not stuck up under me. Like he's at the age where he's growing out of like I need to be near my mom. He actually has never been like that, but he's definitely growing out of it. So I feel like if you want to avoid having a mama's boy, they got to cater to your every need. They're going to have a hard time finding a wife that wants to deal with that.
Jay said, I can talk about this being a son of an avoidant. It made me one. How did that make you feel? Like, how was your childhood growing up like that?
I don't think my parents were, they definitely weren't secure. I would say both of my parents are, my dad's an avoidant. My mom is disorganized. I don't actually think I had a serious close relationship with either one of my parents, to be honest. So maybe they're both avoidants.
My dad is definitely a secure relationship. My dad, I can come to him with the most stupidest thing that ever happened. Even the stupid shit I did before. My dad was, didn't judge me. He open. I can trust him. Like I know I can trust my dad, my life. I can trust my mom too. I just don't tell her everything.
Okay.
Um, she, mm, I wouldn't say she was anxious at all.
Do you think avoidance as parents make you, I mean, I can see where it can make you also an avoidant, but would that in turn also make you anxious? Because when you're now in your adult life, for example, when somebody is giving you or trying to give you the little bit of security, now you're in turn anxious for it. So you feel like you need that because it's something that you were missing as a kid. So since you're so anxious to keep that, you're going to do whatever you need to do or you feel is right to keep feeling that semi secure feeling that you didn't get as a kid. That's how I see it. It could go either way. That's why I'm like, I can see where my anxious part came from. I can also see where my avoidant part came from. But a lot of this stems from being kids. I don't know. I don't think I've had secure relationships with either one of my parents. So I think they're very disorganized, avoidant, not anxious at all. So, how was your mom? What would you say your mom was as a.
Once we're looking at these categories, it's kind of hard to put her in one of these boxes. Um, I don't want to call her anxious. Um, um, yeah, I don't want to call her fucking. I don't want to call her anxious. And I don't want. Damn, Nat.
Flew
I'm just looking at the stock and something popped up.
Yeah.
He said I had disorganized with my mom and still do. So, with you being grown, you don't ever want to like sit down and talk to her and have a conversation about that, so y'all can have a better relationship.
I could see why somebody wouldn't
Um,
because our parents are so like old school. Like if you, I don't want to say all parents, but our parents for the most part are very old school, like stuck in their ways. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard because of the way they were raised. It's hard to go in and be like, okay, this, like what's something? What is something I can compare it to? I don't want to say mental health or like changing that parent child relationship as an adult, but some people will be like, oh, you're being sensitive. Oh, that's not how we were raised. Oh, we don't believe in mental health and ADHD
but
and things like that.
but the thing that makes me mad is like, okay, if you didn't like that and that made you feel some type of way
You're
growing
totally
up,
cute.
huh?
You're totally cute.
It need to be done.
I see that, but I'm at the color.
Oh, thank you. That happened from your heels.
I know. I got a matching one.
Um, what was you saying? Distracted me.
How
ADD.
parents be so fixed that it's like they don't believe in.
Oh yeah. So when does it make you want to flip like who you are as a parent? So like with my dad, he had very much disorganized and avoidant parents. Okay, both of them. And my dad was like, "Nah, f that. I'm never gonna make my kids feel like that." Where he felt like he couldn't like voice his opinions and his feelings didn't matter.
Mm,
My dad flipped that. Remember how I told you my dad doesn't make me feel like whatever I have to say, whatever feelings I'm going through, whether he agrees with it or not, my dad's gonna sit there and hear it out. And my dad gives me the option: do you want an honest opinion or you just here to vent? And my dad will let me vent if I don't want. If you know, sometimes you just want
yeah.
to vent, you don't want to hear shit. My dad will let me vent, do everything. Da 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 da. Now, if I say, "Dad, I want an honest conversation," he's going to hear me out and then
Mm,
spit it to me like on some real shit, but no yelling, no nothing. He's talking to me like
right.
how me and you would sit here and talk now, and that's why I can talk to him back to what I was saying before about how I shut down with like
Mm.
yelling and all that extra shit and the judgment. Like I don't handle well to that.
See, Will, right, is I'm not gonna say he's the opposite because remind you, I did have that conversation with my dad. Like, hey, you know what? You're not the best at dealing with emotions. And of course, his excuse was, well, I didn't get raised with a whole lot of emotions. So I don't know how to handle my kids with emotions because I wasn't handled with emotions. So I don't think it ever, like, you know how your dad said he flipped it because
Hmm.
he didn't want that for you. My dad hasn't hit that point of let me flip this. Any emotion he's gonna come at something with for the most part is anger, or he shuts down. He's more like he'll shut down if anything. And that sucks because you know how I feel. I feel like I can't talk to my parents about anything. And then when I go and I tell them that, they're like, "What? What? Why do you feel like that?" I don't know because you guys never created a safe space for me to be able to talk to you. And if I did talk to you, most of the time I was getting yelled at or punished or in a fight.
And that's the thing. I feel like I mean I don't have no kids, but that's what I want. Like I be respectful. Like don't disrespect me, but definitely tell me how you're feeling. And people think just because you're a kid, like your feelings are invalid. Like it just like I don't know, like it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah,
no,
I
you
agree.
still you kids have points. Kids can be right over you. Just because you're older doesn't mean you're always right.
I
And how you
agree.
handle things that you're always right. And I
That's why I try to handle it differently with my kids because I know, especially you know, that I've had altercations just for voicing my opinion. My opinion or how I was feeling. I've literally had physical altercations because of it. So why in my adult life should I feel equally as comfortable to come to you if even when I was a teenager or a kid, it was being met with a lot of defense and a lot of anger. And that doesn't make me comfortable. Even my adult life is still shaky because it's like, okay, I don't know what to say to you and how because of every time I said something to you growing up, it was met with an altercation, a physical altercation at that.
right.
So parents do a terrible job of creating a safe space for their kids, and I really try not to have that for my kids. I try. I didn't say I was perfect, but I definitely try.
The comments, they've been talking. They Angelica, she said, or however know you pronounce her name, might be saying her name wrong. She said, "That's what I'm saying. A lot of parents are stuck on that and don't want to change. They're quick to say we're trying to call them a bad parent, or they think they don't do anything wrong whatsoever."
I agree.
I have had a conversation like that with my mom, where it was like, "I'm never saying you're a bad parent because nobody's perfect and there's things that people lack on." But we did have to have a conversation like these are the things that made me feel, and these are why I act this way, and this that and the other. My mom was never a bad parent. I never wanted for shit, but there were certain things emotionally that I felt like she could have just been there for. But Jay said we've had conversations that made it better. With my dad, we have an avoidant relationship, so trying to talk to him isn't that easy. And then she was Angelica was like part of generational curses to break, which is something that needs to be done.
Yeah, I agree. It's something, I mean, you learn as you go being a parent for sure. So that's why it's like right now, unfortunately, TJ being the oldest, he's getting There's no manual. So he's my learn as you go.
Guinea pig. That's the
That's pretty much
shitty
what it
part about
is.
being a
He's the guinea
firstborn.
pig. It's like, okay, this is what's working, this is not what's working. But at least I take the time to ignite. At least I take the time to acknowledge where I could and could not be going wrong in hopes to change it to cater to that relationship. Why did you say it out loud? Oh, did you want me to read it out loud because you were chewing? Okay, I'm sorry. Parents very big on the don't tell me how to parent my kids whenever you voice yourself. Being the firstborn sucks. You know, we say that a lot, like every day.
That's
Because
why.
we are collectively all firstborns, and it does suck.
That's why when TJ be having his fit, so he be feeling the way he feel. I be like, TJ, trust me, I get it. That firstborn shit sucks,
It
bro.
does.
Especially when you the firstborn and you're the firstborn by like a good amount of years, like 7, 8, 9, 10, like 12.
Like,
It's
you have a whole
shitty.
lot more responsibility, unfortunately. And you
Spe-
shouldn't, but
Especially when you watch the growth within your parents, and you be like, well, damn, I had to deal with X, Y, Z, X, Y, and
yeah.
Z, and then the youngest get it's
Yeah, my parents, what? Like, my brother is 14 and he cusses just. If that was me at 14, physical altercation. Like, where's the disconnect here? My dad, what? Met my sister's boyfriend when she was what, like 17? Me, cussed out some type of some type of something. That's why it's like, do you guys get lazier as you get older? Like, you don't got the
less
energy
less
anymore?
energy, yeah. Cause my mom, even with the middle one, she would let stuff fly, and then always want to be like, "I'm the spicy one." I was like, "Do you not remember what so and so said to you, and you just brushed it off?" But me, it was like, "Go to your room. I'm taking this. I'm about to beat your ass." Like,
Oh, it's punishment, punishment, punishment.
I
Never
stayed
seeking to
on, but I
understand.
stayed on punishment. Yeah,
My child stays on punishment now, but that's because his attitude is fire. Literally.
that's what I be saying. They low key stopped caring after the firstborn. Yo,
Like, but I don't I don't want to stop caring. So maybe I gotta keep up the energy of caring all the way through. I have to do that. But they're so far apart. It's like, let's see. Yeah, 8 years apart. 8 years from now when Cam is TJ's age, just gonna be like, bro, I'm tired. Like, so I don't want to have any more because you want me, please don't start. Do not start. No, no, I cannot do this again. I gotta,
looking at my glasses.
I gotta deal with two more emotions other than myself. And that right there is like, I'm trying to keep up with my own emotions and trying to make sure that they're emotionally responsible as they get older. And that is rough. Like, you can do their simple needs of clothes and food and a house and things like that, but it's like you also have to make sure that these little humans are going to be great adults and they have their shit together. And sometimes that is the most difficult thing to do. At least I feel like that's how our parents felt. Like, they didn't have themselves emotionally correct for the most part. Or they were still trying to figure it out. But how did it fuck us now being adults?
You know, and I hate to say it, I feel like a lot of this is also because people having kids young and they're not all the way
This is true.
um emotionally equipped to deal with, you can barely deal with yourself, and
Yeah.
now you have to deal with a whole another child. So whereas a lot of my mom had me at 23, but that's still 23, 24, something like that, but that's still kind of, you're still trying to figure yourself out.
Yeah.
And that's
I
another
agree.
reason why I feel like, well, maybe my mom was also able to like let certain things go and parent the way she would parent, because she had one at 32 and another one at 34. By 34,
Right. Like,
mentally,
even by
you're better.
32 is like,
That's what I'm saying. 32, 34, you're meant.
this is true.
you understand better than what you were when you were 23, 18, 19, 20, having kids.
Yeah, my mom had me when she was 19. I
It,
had TJ when I was 18.
as I'm saying, you're fresh out of high school, having kids, you're still
That's
trying to
true.
figure out your life. And
Cameron would probably be a
that's
whole
why,
lot
like,
different.
even with my mom and her stuff, I'd be like, you were just me being 28 and how life is and how I've been trying to figure myself out. You were literally just trying to figure yourself out, figure shit out, and then still, have to raise a whole nother kid. So I kind of understand, but I mean, it still
There's
made me the way I am with certain things. But like, as I said, I feel like I'd be a better mom, like if I had kids now than what I
right.
was even 5 years ago. You get what I'm saying? Like my
Yeah,
emotions and how I am,
emotionally.
and I'm more aware about like
And that comes with experience too,
shutting
age
down.
and experience.
Hmm.
It comes with a lot of that stuff. So it's definitely harder when you have kids young, but you get through it. You get through. Again. You learn as you go. So it's not like.
And some are more mature than others and can handle it, but then there's some people who can't.
I mean,
Excuse
I
me.
spoil my kids to death. That's my toxic trait. Is that they're spoiled, and that's why they expect to be spoiled forever.
Now they be looking at Auntie. Auntie gonna beat your ass. they
Like
spoiled, but beat your
even
ass.
when they're bad, especially TJ, like I don't have it in me to physically discipline them for the most part. Like a little here and there, I maybe, but I don't have it in me, and that's because all I know is physical abuse. So it's like I don't want to do that to y'all because that is all I know. And I'm glad that it flipped me in a way that I don't want to do that to them, but it's also very much scarred and damaged me because I, for the most part, have experienced that in a lot of my relationships too. And not that it's normal to be physically abused, but it's like when you don't know any better, it's something that you think you have to put up with or you have to deal with. And that definitely sucks. It's like, you see it, you grow up with it, it happens to you, and you think it's a normal until somebody comes in from the outside and like, hey, that's not normal.
Hmm.
It's not normal that you have to get into physical altercations with your parents. It's not normal that you could misspell a word and you're getting a beating. Like those things are not normal.
I never understood that. Why you ready to pop me because I'm not understanding? Maybe you need to calm again. I'm going to shut down with yelling.
If
You know
Johnny
what I'm
had
saying?
five
Yeah.
apples.
If Johnny had 5 apples, okay, if Johnny has 5 apples, what? Like, what are we talking about? You yelling at me is not going to make me understand. Matter of fact, I'm going to shut down and won't talk to you no more. This homework. That's how I feel.
I
I will
had to
take the
learn how to
0.
not do that with TJ too, because I just be like, if Johnny had five
It
apples.
don't help. That's why you be like, sissy. And that's
Yeah,
why
like
I
that's
would come
why
over there because I'm like, bro, I know what it
you
feels
come
like.
in with education because I just be like, bro. But that's also how I was taught by especially my grandpa because he was the big one on like education and trying to help me with my homework. And you know what? I will never forget the day he helped me with some math homework and we swore all the answers was right. I was just following his lead. I came back with my homework the next day and all of it was wrong. He was so mad. And I'm like, well, that's what you told me to do, and I was getting yelled at during doing that homework. So you know what? We was both wrong. How about that? But still, that's why educational wise, I was not.
Pandemic, he was like, sissy, come get him.
Yeah, like
I can't
listen,
do it.
I'm not. My patience is running out. I can't. But that's because that's how my parents and my grandparents were with me. Like patience is not there, so therefore I now don't have the patience when it comes to homework. I'm a lot better, but now TJ doesn't even have any damn homework every day. So now it's like whatever.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Well,
I don't know.
those are my questions.
How long have we been on, guys? Oh, I think that's perfect. I think that is a perfect amount of time for this week's episode because I feel like we've covered a lot with attachments. Me, Miss Disorganized, and you, the aborted?
And disorganized. I feel like I might a
Like
mixture
a
of the two.
mixture of both. That's just
And
fair.
I recognize that. I mean, I I can have a sick.
It's possible.
That's why with that last shit, I thought it was secure. That's the thing where you think it's going to be a secure attachment, and then it just flipped. And
I
it also added to my disorganization a- attachment because now it's just like, all right, bro, or avoidant, both of them. Because now
right.
I'm just like, uh,
You
uh,
know, that's
uh.
why I don't want to say that starting off as a secure relationship, I don't want it to be a false security. So I'd rather say now that it's disorganized. So that way, when it actually is secure, I can say it and mean it, not be in a false security and behind closed doors. There's so many things that's wrong or that's not addressed. So I'd rather call it disorganized now. At least I'm disorganized. Somebody else can feel secure all they want. I'm disorganized. But that also comes with a lot of healing for myself. So it's like because of all of those things that happened in past relationships, I cannot call myself secure. Like it's just not there.
Need a healing
But
for your soul.
you know that is my song. You know I love that song. I blast that song every time I'm going through it. Yes, that is my jam. Kelly Price. What? Healing. If you have not heard Healing by Kelly Price, I'm telling you, it will bring your soul out of your body. That is my jam. That was disrespectful. See why I can't get nothing done? It's always a disturbance at the end.
Oh, it's what you call it with your damn shoes.
With my shoes.
Yes.
I had shoes. What's this?
Grab, grab the.
Grab the dog. Come here. And don't go that way. I have a dog in my hand.
She's ready to bite your ass.
Yeah,
You too.
Oh, look at that. Thank you.
Ringing my damn doorbell like that.
Maybe because it's also on Do Not Disturb, so I didn't get any messages, but that makes sense.
I'm steady like.
Commercial break. Right. I gotta see how I can put a commercial in there, because that's crazy.
Cause I'm steady looking like, you see me like, who the fuck is at my door? I ain't expecting
We heard
nobody.
it's crazy because we heard the
Footsteps.
patio first. You're right.
Yeah.
You can hear it creaking, and we're just like, who in the world
Like,
is coming up the steps?
ass I'm about to beat up.
The shoes. Yay. Thank you, sis. Appreciate it, because definitely was gonna be needing those shortly. Oh God, Friday is coming up so close. And before we wrap this up, are you guys going out for Halloween? And if so, what are you gonna be? Are you dressing up? Are you taking your kids? What are your kids gonna be for Halloween? So my son, TJ, he is going to be the Joker. So we're gonna get him all ready for. Hey, you can tell that was him too, the way the car just pulled off. That's so funny. And Cam is going to be a bumblebee. And I am just going to be the mom that's taking her badass kids out trick or treating. So I never dress up on the actual day. But over the weekend, I was Foxy Cleopatra, and that is all that mattered to me. I could probably pull that off again tomorrow, but I don't want to.
Get your boobs out.
It's not even about my boobs being out. It's just, I just want to get through trick or treating.
Look at Foxy. Look at her.
That was me?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. You didn't send me none of the pictures. Hey! Oh, Foxy was fly. Wait a second. Okay,
And
Foxy.
I was Shigo for one party, and I was a purge girly for a bar crawl.
Can you send me those pictures? I don't remember taking those pictures. This was so crazy. No, I remember taking them. I just didn't remember where they were.
The girl was cute. I was more comfortable in a purge outfit, to be honest.
Foxy was fly. Exactly. Foxy was fly.
She was like,
Hater.
my little light beat was cute though. Hello, she did it. Oh, sorry, I had
I
to.
was not doing my makeup. I didn't have any energy left.
I said I wasn't because I was going like rock out with the mask, but I was like, knowing me, I'm gonna be all high. I want that to the back of my like you see, I had it to the back. You knew what I was, and then I just did my face, and it worked because I was bagging numbers all night.
I can't believe October is done. It's pretty much
I
done.
know my birthday month is almost over.
Before
Sad.
you know it, it'll be Nay Day again. So exciting.
It's gonna be TJ Day sooner
Oh
than anything else.
boy, it's always about the kids. See, I ain't having no more. I don't want a third. Then 3 birthdays. That's 3 birthdays, 3 Christmases,
Just make sure that
all holidays,
you
3
don't have it
months.
at the first quarter of the year because you got 2 kids
Yeah, I got two
within the
kids in the
first
first
quarter.
quarter of the year. Like literally, it's Christmas, TJ, Cameron, and I got what, a month of a break in between Cameron and TJ. Literally,
Well, at
TJ's
least,
January, Cameron is March. I have a month to prepare.
well, you know, my mama got 3. She got a break with the third one, but Anaya, well, I was born first, so that was October 1st. Anaya is September 22nd. So our birthdays are literally like
Right there.
9 days apart, I think, 10 days or some shit like that. So at one point, it pissed me off because we got this big ass gap. You trying to lump our birthdays together? No, 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 no. And then Anile was born in June, so then you got that big
Yeah,
ass
that
break.
big gap. It
It's
don't
like,
matter. I don't need no gap because I don't need no more. Simple. That kids are expensive, man. I say that like every episode, but kids are so expensive. I'm tired. 3 wardrobes, including myself. So that is four. If I was to have another one, that's 4 wardrobes. 4.
chill out. What?
I mean, chill. No, never. I'm not having any. I know that for sure. Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, your girl got to get back up at 3 a.m.
Don't forget to follow the new channel. Honestly, guys, seriously, we need your help because we need to get to 50 subscribers on the new channel so we can start going live on that channel and on this one.
If you really,
It wasn't that fire.
what wasn't that fire? I'm
Makeup?
confused.
Was your makeup not that fire? So wait a second.
If you're saying that, you're a hater and you not ate that look up. My makeup was the fuck. I got compliments on that shit. I looked the fuck good. You was a hater.
Oh man. Yeah,
Big mama eating them up every time.
if you
Huh.
haven't
Period.
if you haven't already, and then also follow us on Instagram. What's the app for the Instagram? The Wind Down.
At the one.
Haters gonna hate. Period.
Period. But the Instagram is at the wind down podcast. Follow me on my personal page, Asia Monet, MONET .222.
And me at the real Dawn underscore Shmoney. I'm gonna change that one of these. It's so long, but I like
It is.
Oh well.
Um,
Find me or don't find me.
please, please, please follow our joint channel so we can do it on our channel and not her channel. Hello.
Because sooner or later, I gotta get back to some healing videos so we can all heal together. Actually, I've kind of just been procrastinating on those so I can focus on us.
She can focus on that, and then we can have our own channel where run our IG up because then we can go live on there too.
Absolutely. But
Run it up.
I know if you are one of the first 50 subscribers on the joint YouTube channel, I might have a prize for you. I may have a prize for you. I don't know what it is yet. I gotta think. Maybe something from a sponsor. But
What is you LOLing? I'm a.
maybe because you're moving slower than we talking. Therefore, that's why we gotta wrap it up. Because it has been a pleasure, guys. Don't forget to follow us, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see.
Your mama's okay at best. Fuck out of here. Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. Don't, cause I'll grind you the fuck up right now on this YouTube. Don't try to play me, dog.
What is that?
The friend that I told you that wasn't avoided.
Oh. What you gonna come on these cheeses?
You too.
Have a great night, you guys.
It's your favorite Big Mama Asia.